Right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Christmas special of the Tebbz Racing YouTube channel. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Hope you're all having a good day. Hope everyone's opened their presents and received loads of Tebbz Racing merch. And if you haven't, there's a link in the description to get some.
That's Chelsea's fault if you ain't got any.
Yeah, if you haven't got them by Christmas, it's Chelsea's fault. But no, Merry Christmas,
January
everyone.
sales and all that.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching. Today, we're just going to go through our year's racing. We've had a really good year's racing. Our year doing YouTube, our first year doing YouTube. I think we're about 9-10 months in at the minute, but it's close enough. And then I'm just going to go round and I'm going to say probably my favourite episode and my favourite meeting. Jack's going to do the same, then Dad's going to do the same. And then we're going to get to a few comments. I did put a post up on Facebook, so we're going to read out a few comments of other people's favourite moments and funniest moments. And there's a few that even I forgot about. So we'll start off with our racing this year. At the beginning of the year, I think it was February, we had a Yarmouth and we managed to nip a win. And then
We did, yeah.
We did. We got
He's
first win at Yarmouth. And then
Did we actually start the YouTube channel?
No.
We had it in the bag, didn't we? We was about to.
Yeah.
So.
And then it was just after that meeting that I finally got the camera out.
Yeah.
And
once we got home after that meeting,
that was
the camera come out.
We was like, right, we'll do just a roundup of last meeting, and we ended up getting followed in the final, taking that win away from me. I just got into the lead and I got followed in. But anyway, and then I come home and we started filming, didn't we? And then that's obviously it was not episode number 1, but it's one of the first videos we put out of me not being able to talk to a camera. Oh, it was horrendous, wasn't it? Absolutely horrendous.
I think I was better than you, weren't I?
You was, yeah. You was definitely better than me.
I rattled it off, and that's the best I've ever done. It was all downhill from there.
It went.
It just flowed, and he went, "You've cracked it." And,
after how many attempts did I
repeat
do?
it.
After how many attempts did I take? Of trying to do that first, you'll see it in the video, the first one of me standing behind the Wadham and you recording, and I was trying to reel up everything about the meeting, and I just... What was I saying? And in the end, you had to read questions out to me.
Ask you questions.
Yeah. And then I would answer, and then in the editing, I cut out all of Dad's bits. And you just watch it, it's cut. Yeah.
Did you not?
No.
Yeah, we cut the whole lot.
I'm sure he's going to play it.
Yeah, we played over the top there. But yeah, that's how
It's extremely painful.
But yeah, and then I said, he kept having a go at me for it. And I was like, I'm trying. I said, you do it then. And he did. And he was 10 times better than what I was. So
it is horrible, though, isn't it?
But that's the only time that since then he picked it up.
It's just practice. I didn't think I was going to get any better. So we started at Yarmouth. And then not long after that, we had the English Championship, wasn't it? That was one of the first championships.
English?
Or was it the Best in Britain?
Best in Britain at Ipswich.
That,
yeah, so we went to the Best in Britain. We've been doing it for a little while now. Just getting to hone in with it, with the editing as well, and working out what way I wanted the cameras, because we got a front and rear facing camera, and obviously your angle.
But we were just going to start off with the front facing one, weren't we?
Yeah.
And then
it was you that said about it.
I had a bright idea of, why don't we put one on the roof for the back facing?
And I thought it was a good idea at the time, but I didn't realise how good of an idea that was.
Yeah.
That just changed it, didn't it?
So I had to go and buy another £350 GoPro.
Yeah.
Make a mount so it'd stay on there, which it didn't.
It hasn't a few times.
I'm on about version 4 now.
4 of the mount on the back.
And I'm still not happy.
No.
But yeah, so we put one on the back, one on the front, and then that gave you plenty to
see. But it gives the viewer exactly what I can see.
Didn't we put one in your car that meeting?
Yeah, we just done no. That wasn't. We put it in Brad's because Brad was in. No. That's a different meeting. We'll probably get to that.
Oh,
but,
yeah, that's later.
Yeah, but it gives the viewer exactly what we see.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time you see front-facing things, but you can never see what's behind them. And that is a massive thing in racing. What is behind you?
Who's chasing you?
Who's chasing you down and who you're trying to get away from. So that just changed it, really. And at that time, I was still going from, on the edits, I was still going from front to back, front to back, front to back.
Yeah.
And having your one in the corner, so you got a third perspective. But Then a comment come along, and I wasn't really happy with it anyway.
We haven't looked him up, see who it was.
No, thank you for suggesting it.
I remember the comment, and I was like, oh, that'd change things.
Because I wasn't happy with the way that was anyway. It wasn't perfect. And then when we done it like that, and then added snippets of your bit in,
we was all talking about it in the chat for ages about how to do it, but it was a lot better how it worked out in the end.
Yeah.
Everyone preferred it a lot better that way.
Once I'd done it once, and I saw it, and I was like, that was...
We've kept it like that now, haven't we?
Definitely, and that's probably going to be kept for a little while now until we can find a better solution. But we went to the Best in Britain meeting, and that was probably one of our favourite meetings, because me and Jack actually got to race together in that, and we was both off the back, and we just coming through the field together, and it's just brilliant to feel, do you know what I mean, work together, you know, doing what you should be doing with the other Reds really, but knowing it's Jack.
We was helping each other out, weren't we?
Yeah, but knowing it's Jack, that I don't have to go steaming in, let him do the work, and then vice versa when I was in front, I knew he wasn't going to go steaming in, which is how everyone should be working, trying to get to the front, but it doesn't always work like that, obviously. So that was a really good meeting. You managed to get a third?
Yeah. The Best in Britain,
The Best in Britain meeting. Yeah. You managed to get a third out of that.
You got up there, yeah.
Yeah. I've done well that race.
What happened?
Oh, don't.
Anyway, he got third. So that was a good meeting. And then moving on there, the next championship, we've done a few good meetings in between. Next championship, we moved on to the English. The very controversial English championship, which we did win. So, go on, Chelsea. And that was our first title. That's our first roof championship, isn't it? So, even though I look back at the video now, and when we get scrutineered, and you know when you're just waiting for the scrutineer. I've never had that experience, obviously.
Yeah.
But you just wait for the scrutineer to...
100%. We knew it's going to give him the restrictor plate. 100%.
That was the last thing. He's checked a few other things.
Yeah. It's 100% legal, you know, because we bought it. And we've measured it and everything. So I was like super confident.
Yeah.
But
he played it so cool. I could not keep my cool. I was sitting there and he was like doing the taking it off, give it to him. And I'm sitting there like that. I'm like, this is it. This is the last final bit. And Dad's sitting there and he's looking at it. He's put his little tool in there, gone like that. And he looked at me and went, yep. And I was like, is that it? He went, yep, all good. I was like, yes!
Such a buzz, isn't it? We've been speaking about it for ages.
Yeah.
Such
a buzz. And I grabbed Dad and he was just like, cool as cucumber. He was like, thanks. That's exactly what he done. And then it was after, I think, obviously he's keeping cool and whatever. Afterwards, then you let it out and we was both like, yes.
Yeah.
Me and Jack have spoken about this for a long, long time. One day we will get a title. And
I'll run straight over to you tonight.
I know, yeah. Nice big hug. It was a good feeling. But I was just saying, it was just, when you watch back the episode, you see Dad. And he just kept it cool even when he said we got it. And I couldn't. And everyone that come around after, I was like, yeah, come here, give me a hug. And then we celebrated with a nice Guinness in the trophy, didn't we? Nice cold Guinness. So then, after that, we went to a Yarmouth, which was a mediocre, but it was probably one of our best videos that we had. He went straight to number 1 in our videos. Don't know why, but it was a mediocre meet.
Yarmouth?
It was a Yarmouth, yeah.
Is that the first time in the Adam? When it got done again? Sign written?
Yeah, that was the first meeting after we got sign written. So so in that time we bought the Wadham and obviously was running it in Mungo's colours still until we had time to sign write. Got it sign written, and then the Wadham come out. Obviously, the Yarmouth was its first meeting. That might have been why, because the thumbnail was a big picture of Yarmouth. Obviously, us racing the Yarmouth, and that smashed it in the views. I think it's on nearly 10,000 views now. Just the Yarmouth. It was a mediocre meeting in Yarmouth. So then we went to Yarmouth, and then had the Southern Championship at Aldershot just after that, and that is when one of the very many times that I lost out to Joe Giles.
Oh, yeah.
Coming in for the last lap or two. But we're still fighting and we were still up there. And the Wadham was finding some really good pace, wasn't it? We was getting some real good numbers out of her then. And then we done... What did we have after that? We then got the Spitfire out. So that was...
Went over the farm, picked her up.
Yeah, we hadn't raced that in over a year or a year and a bit.
Longer.
So we've said that's what we wanted for Shale. So then we got that, got it over, done some modifications to it, didn't we? That was when it was a big, everyone was going, oh my God, the car, blah, blah, blah. You know, and we done what we needed to do.
Well, we knew this was going to be great, didn't we?
Oh,
for content.
For content, yeah.
It was like, watch this. Took the roof off, because we looked underneath, we were just like, Oh man.
Do you remember it turning up? It was yellow, bright yellow, wasn't it?
Oh, it's horrible.
God.
Bright yellow car.
What have we bought?
It was, but we and we knew straight away once we got the Spitfire over, we were like, content-wise, this car will be brilliant.
Yeah.
It's just different. Obviously, we've all got Vauxhalls out there. Few people got Civics, but there's not many CRXs out there. So yeah, we got that over, done the modifications to it, and then we've obviously brought it out and ended up being called the Spitfire, just because we think it looks like an old school World War II Spitfire.
Yeah.
It's just like a rocket ship.
Your 1964 Spitfire mind.
So yeah, that come out, and
it looks like a big, like the car. There is a Spitfire car back in the day, and it just looks like
Really?
big one of them.
Yeah,
there is. Yeah,
It just looks like a mini saloon to me.
it does look a bit
Low,
like a
innit?
saloon.
Looks lovely.
But somebody on the comments did point out to us that that's not the real Spitfire. They did say that.
yeah. There's not a real Spitfire, but it's our Spitfire.
It's our version of Spitfire, and that is how the Spitfire was born.
And if I could buy a Spitfire, I would.
Yeah.
But they're dangerous to drive.
But we after naming the Wadham and the Radham, we obviously needed to name the Zero X as well, and it was a cool name, wasn't it? Spitfire.
Yeah, we
So
sort of realised that naming the cars, added a little bit more to it, to the content.
Definitely, it gives.
We need a name for the Corsa.
I know we haven't.
Yeah,
I haven't got. One.
Which
Just Corsa.
It's just our Corsa.
Yeah, boring. Everyone's got a
our
Corsa.
old Corsa was called the Battle Bus, and it still is. It
Yeah.
goes round. It's still known as the Battle Bus.
That is a battle bus.
And this is Battle Bus Mark II.
Yeah, it just we'll
just call it Mark
the
II
name
then.
hasn't stuck, has it?
No, it hasn't. So the Corsa's not named yet, but yeah, after naming the Wadham and Radham, I thought all the cars sort of need their own personality, especially for YouTube as well. I mean, whether the fans think that as well, but for me, it's nice to have the car. It's its own thing. Each car, and they've got their own name and their own bit of personality.
I like the fact that when you take the car to a track, it's the Spitfire.
Yeah.
The Spitfire's here.
Even the little kids and stuff
Or
like
the
that.
Wadham's here,
Yeah.
or the Radham's
Yeah.
here.
Definitely, I think it's more for the little kids as well. They have a name. It's not just that's a Radham. Oh, that's Tebbz' Radham. Well, that's that's the Wadham.
Yeah.
Well, that is the Spitfire. You're right. Yeah. So it's definitely it's nice
isn't
to
it?
know. He's got the Spitfire.
Whose cars have got names?
Yeah.
It's the name gets there before you.
Yeah, definitely. Which is very good. Which I like why we've named the cars. Definitely. After we bought the Spitfire out. We did have a couple of problems with it, with the carb and stuff like that, didn't we? It was just a makeshift manifold and an old carb, and it was just spit crap, wasn't it? We went out, spent the money, and got all the Ike gear put on it, didn't we? And it went from being a bag of rubbish to starting up straight away and purring, wasn't it? It was like, right, this is where it goes from now. But we didn't have a shell meeting for a long time after that. So after the Spitfire was out, we then went on to Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Did you come? You didn't come up for that, did you? That was the European.
No,
you
didn't go
come.
to that one.
So we went up to Scotland for the European, and this is probably one of my best weekends racing.
That was a great weekend.
Just the social, for starters, the amount of fans and people we had coming up to us there. We've never had anything like it. That was the first time, wasn't it? And we was like, oh my God, like people actually really enjoy.
Scotland's brilliant anyway.
Scotland is good, yeah.
Everyone's so friendly there. It's good.
Everyone always says that,
Yeah.
now, don't they?
Yeah, everyone says that. It's brilliant.
So, but going up there after doing the YouTube, our first big weekender, I think it was pretty much, and we was loved up there, weren't we? But everyone was saying how good they loved the channel, and hearing everyone from Scotland saying how much they loved the channel is brilliant. And
it's so weird.
It is weird, but after that, I was like, I love Scotland. Brilliant.
Just not Hague.
It's James Ellis can stay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we ended up getting a second, and what a race that was as well. That was Darren Terry Brand who got.
You remember the brand?
I remember the brand.
He's got in again.
He had a really good race, kept his own, and managed to get away. And obviously, unlucky to Chris Hamill, who got turned left in that. He was chasing him down.
Still got third, didn't he?
He got turned left, broke his wrist or arm,
Yeah.
and still got third.
Fair play.
So obviously, Darren, fair play to him, he won it, and now was European champion. We managed to come home second, which on foreign soil is obviously very good, and we don't have too much. I think we've only been there 2 or 3 times before that, haven't we, over the last few years in Logelly.
Yeah.
So it was good for us to manage to fight with that. It was the best of the best up there as well.
Hard track to suss out as well,
Oh,
isn't it?
mate. It's the best of the best of that weekend. You had the best from Ireland, best from Scotland, and the best from Trackstar and Speedworth, and we managed to stay up there. And then the rest of the 2 other races there were absolutely brilliant, weren't they?
Yeah.
On the day one, I didn't put foot wrong in both races until the last lap. Because
and then you started. Did you run?
no,
You picked 4 cars up.
You weren't happy about that, was you?
no, I was fuming.
You knew
with
you
myself.
messed up as well?
Yeah, I knew I messed up. I made my way all the way to the front in the first race after the European, from the back of that many cars, and then last corner, I think one of the races I went firing in, put 3 or 4 cars in the wall, and ended up getting flick left myself coming out last corner. But it made for good TV. And then the other race, I think it was for 2nd or 3rd place, and I come out the corner, tried spinning the matey out just to try and get that extra place. And the God forbid, and as you come out, spin them, and they're on the wall.
Hit the wall, bosh.
And it flicked me off to the right. So I messed up, but I couldn't. I come off, and I was buzzing. I was like, I know I made the wrong choice.
No, it'd been good.
I know I made the wrong choice in the last couple of races, in the last couple of laps, but I loved it.
Still flying up there, weren't you?
Flying. And then went on to day 2, and we had the same pace, but it was just one of them days where you just can't get away. You know all about that, Jack, don't you?
Yep.
You're on the pace, but there's always that one person that just, or there's a couple of you, and you just keep going backwards instead of forwards. And we was one of the fastest.
Wasn't
again.
a white car, was it?
No.
White and blue.
And then after that, we had we had 3 weeks off, and then it come to speed weekend. Champ. Oh, he stinks. Yeah, you, mate. You stink. That is vile.
That Champ, by the way, not me.
You stopped snoring. now.
You stopped snoring, mate, but you just farted. Oh, it's disgusting. Anyway, so we had
Chill on that.
Yeah, so we had onto the next meeting. Dad, you went on holiday on your cruise, and then we went to.
That's when it was well hot, wasn't it?
Yeah, you come over and give me a hand for a couple of weeks, didn't you?
God.
I don't know. You remember all this? Maybe I'm just too old.
Mental.
I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, you mean in the races?
I don't know. I thought you were starting to piss.
Wait.
huh?
I
know you're looking at the screen.
Right.
Yeah. So I was going along with him.
I'm like, but you remember every single detail of every single race at every single meeting.
I've got the meetings in front of me, by the way, guys. And
Yeah, there's a list of meetings.
there's a meetings there, and obviously there's no summary or nothing. I'm just summarising it off the top of my head, but I can see the meetings in front of me. Obviously, as the journey we've gone through. So yeah. Anyway,
He can't even remember what he does at work yesterday.
yeah, I remember what race I'd done on the 1st
Let
of
alone
March.
this.
Yeah. He remembers who he was racing, what corner, what.
Yeah. How's he do it?
Right. So anyway, Jack come over while Dad was on holiday again.
Again?
Jack come over and give me a hand, and it was the boiling. It was peak of summer, wasn't it? At this point,
that was so hot.
beginning
Finished
of July.
late, work,
I went
didn't
to Spain and I think it was hotter
Probably.
at home.
Yeah.
All right.
It was.
Rub it in.
So
I
yeah,
was
we
gutted.
went
It was in
to
26 degrees.
All
You were
right.
in 30.
We went to Speed Weekend, and me and Jack had a good weekend's racing. It's very hard at Speed Weekend, obviously, with 50 to 60 cars trying to make your way through. But we did. Made our way somewhat up there. We wasn't on the pace that I wanted to be, and the last time we were there at Ipswich, we definitely wasn't on that sort of pace. But we was there or thereabouts, making changes to the car, and obviously the incident with 30, which is probably going to come up a million times later on, and we ended up getting loaded from the meeting, which is a shame because obviously a lot of people would come watch us, and that was the second time, wasn't it, that the fans coming over and stuff like that, people appreciating the YouTube channel, the amount of people that come over that day. As we was driving, we turned up quite late. Was you with us? Before, yeah. But we turned up quite late, and obviously the first time we brought a bit of merch as well, wasn't it? So yeah, at this point we then, just before this, we had
Chelsea
loads.
was busy, wasn't she?
Yeah. Just before this, we had loads of people messaging us about merch, and I was like, merch, that's definitely something I want to do. Obviously, we've bought merch before a couple of years ago off of someone else just for us lot. And then loads of messages about merch. Have you got any merch? Bringing out merch. And I was thinking about trying to sub it out to someone to do the merch, like a lot of YouTubers do, especially big ones. They just sub it out and take a cut of
You
it.
wouldn't be snoring, would you?
But as long as he's not farting. But I said to Chelsea, I was like, I don't want anyone else to mess it up for us. Like, if the merch doesn't go well or we mess up, I want it to be our fault. I don't want to put that. I don't want people to trust us, paying money towards us. Like anything, like people giving us money for anything is ridiculous. Like you have to give them a good service, and obviously with YouTube we create value or whatever. But yeah, I didn't want anyone else to mess it up for us basically. So I said to Chelsea, let's bring it in house. And Dad has a past of doing all T-shirt printing and sign writing with vinyl and stuff like that. So he showed us the way of how to do it and the best solution that he could come up with the time of doing it. So then with a load of research, a load of mess ups as well, before we'd released any, then we was finally ready to release it, went to Speed Weekend and we sold out, didn't we?
Boom.
We was driving into Speed Weekend, into the pits, and we was right at the far back corner, and we apologised for everyone who kept coming over at the weekend because we turned up late and we was put right into the end that you could ever go at Ipswich pits. And as we was driving over there, wasn't it? It was just people following the van and trailer.
Oh, no, you was there before, because I remember ringing you up saying, can you save Harvey a hat? He said, no, they're all gone.
He's like, you only just got there.
No, you only just got there.
Yeah. So we was swamped.
They lasted about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I said to Chelsea the night before as well, it was a funny story. I said to her, right, just do another 20 hats. And she was like,
it was probably 2 in the morning.
No, it was very late. And I said, just do another 20. It's fine. She's like, no, that's enough. You
just want to go to
You
bed,
might not even sell any of them anyway.
I need to sleep.
Within how long, babe, was it? 10 minutes, she comes up to me, all sheepish. She goes, Kurt, we've sold out of hats. I was like... But anyway,
I bet she was shaking going up to you. I've got to tell him what I've got.
But anyway, anyone who did want that one for the rest of the meeting, obviously we said as soon as we make more or whatever, then we'll be sending them out, so people didn't go away empty-handed. But we sold out of all the merch anyway straight away, and I was like, oh my god, like people actually like us that much that they want to.
You gave me a hoodie, t-shirt, hat, and then took it all back. Have you opened that? No.
Money to make.
I was like, there's 3 people there asking for your size, Dad.
Someone bought my bucket out as well. Remember that?
Yeah, Harvey had to lose one as well.
I had to give my bucket
But
out.
I had so many people there, and I just didn't want to disappoint. I was like, there you go. So anyway, that was a wake-up call for me and Chelsea anyway. And ever since then... We've been awake. Ever since then, we come home, and one of the rooms in our house then got turned into a sweatshop. So... Yeah.
Now, nobody goes to sleep in his house before 3 o'clock in the morning.
I felt like a grumpy Tebbz
anyway,
at
so
work.
after that, it then I was like, well, people actually do want our merch. This is crazy. So then I was like, right, well, we need a shop then. We need a merch store. We need a shop. So then I looked into that, researched that, found out the best one, done a merch store. Chelsea took that over because I could not work out how to use that. I'm very tech savvy and I couldn't work out how to use that. So Chelsea sorted all that out, and then we had the merch store. So that's how that come about. We had everyone knows how Ipswich Speed Weekend got on. Moving on from that.
Yeah.
We then went...
We swerved that one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Oh, okay.
Go back and watch the videos. And you'll see. Moving on then, we was back out in the Spitfire after that, 2 weeks later. And that was when we managed to... No, sorry, we wasn't at Mildenhall. That was the Mildenhall Kings Lynn Weekender that we went and done, wasn't it?
Oh, Kings Lynn Mildenhall.
Kings Lynn Mildenhall.
Sorry, yeah.
We went to Kings Lynn, and then the next day we planned it, didn't we? It was like, we might as well do both meetings.
Yeah.
Shall I explain it?
Go on.
I had a really good Kings Lynn.
Yeah.
You went to Mildenhall buzzing because
Yeah.
you thought it was going to be the nuts of Whittle 3. And
It was terrible. It was terrible. I had probably one of my first or second best meetings because I'd done really well in the course not long ago. One of the best meetings at Lynn in that Spitfire.
I remember watching the videos because your dad was sending me them while you was there, and I was thinking,
he's on fire.
Flying.
He's on
Absolutely flying.
And I said to come off tonight, and I come off and I was like, this car is unreal, and it's so fun to drive. And so we had a really good Kings Lynn, went to Mildenhall, and it just went to pop. At the time, we thought the gearing was too long, didn't we?
Yeah.
We've been there a couple of times and it struggled, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never done well at Mildenhall.
In that car, it struggles, doesn't it?
That's my worst track, but even in the Corsa. I've tried it in the Corsa and I've struggled like mad. And we thought it was gearing, didn't we? We thought the gearing's too long.
Too long.
For Mildenhall, because a lot of people are using HRV boxes instead of the S20s.
Yeah.
So went there and we had a bad meeting. It is what it is.
I hadn't opened the gearbox up.
No, But
that point.
what I'm trying to get at is we thought it was all gearing, but turns out later on as we're coming up, we find out it wasn't. And then we've done the Eastbourne, and this is moving on to the Island Weekender now. But before the Island Weekender, on the Wednesday before, we was leaving for Ireland on the Friday. Wednesday before, we had Eastbourne. And obviously we're fighting for the points, and we're coming down to the last few rounds in the points, and we've got, we're in it with Joe Giles. So if we don't go there and Joe Giles does, then we're going to lose out. So we went to Eastbourne. I had 2 decent heats. They were both all right, I believe. And then in the final, I managed to get into the lead at Eastbourne in totally horrible conditions, but they're the best conditions for Eastbourne. Lee Pearce chasing me down for the lead, and I hit the wall that bit too hard, and then stopped myself dead on the Armco at Eastbourne in the lead.
Did that hurt?
No. Everyone kept saying, that must have hurt. No.
That was right, yeah.
It was fine.
Sort of just spun you round, didn't it?
Yeah, and the
you was
Armco...
hanging off the Armco.
The Armco got caught round my wheel. So I'm sitting there like that, I'm thinking, the car's wrecked. The car's wrecked. What an idiot. What have you done? And so I'm thinking the car's wrecked. They can't get the Armco off my car. I then jump out to give them a hand.
End of story.
They managed to get the Armco out. I go to jump in, and the marshal goes to me, you can't carry on. I was like, why? He's like, you got out of the car. I was like, can you speak to the box? I said, there's 2 other cars left. It was me, Lee Pearce, and Jack Howard. And it would have been a brilliant finish. 3 or 4 laps to go. Me and Pearcey at it. I think Jack was off the pace a little bit that meeting, but it would have been me and Pearcey going at it for the last 3 laps. Clerk of the course said no. Rules are rules. They wouldn't let me carry on. It's my fault for getting out. So that was it. But I looked at the car and there was no damage. There was absolutely no damage on there, and it just literally wrapped round the wheel, the Armco, and it was fine. So then moved on to Northern Ireland, didn't we? Which was leaving on the Friday.
I'm so gutted I missed that.
Oh, mate, what a brilliant weekend that was. Brilliant weekend. But we didn't have time to fix the car between Wednesday night and Friday, did we? So luckily, Slops and his family, everyone at the McCann family, thank you very much for letting us stay there. And we fixed our car. We got there late Friday night, didn't we?
Can't even remember.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'll just keep... Okay. Get him off of me.
Oh. Friday?
Yeah, we got there late Friday night.
Friday night, yeah.
Got there late Friday night, and then let us use his garage to repair the car Saturday, which was straight from the Eastbourne meeting. We didn't even have time to check it. We just repaired it in Slops' garage Saturday morning. Went to the meeting. What an absolute brilliant weekend that was. National Championship at Nuts Corner. I got threatened I was going to get put in. So we went there and was like, no worries. We know the goal for that meeting, didn't we? When you hear something like that, and I hear Dad's words, then it's game on.
Say
it and I'll do it.
So yeah, that was the case, but ended up...
We're not in this championship anymore.
Yeah. Let's do this.
We're here for one thing.
But it didn't even come down to that. If you watch the video, you might find out why. But yeah, we had a brilliant meeting. I went on foreign soil again over in Ireland, and I put it on front row outside for the championship, and I don't think it mattered. It was carnage.
It was, yeah.
It was very tame heats for the first 2 races. Everyone trying to get there. Well, it wasn't tame for other people, but
it's not normally like that, is it?
No,
in Ireland. But you saying
it hasn't
this year it's been a lot more competitive.
Yeah, and a lot more stock car racing. A lot more follow-ins, a lot more spins.
From when we went a few years back.
Yeah,
that was probably pre-COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, pre-COVID.
Yeah, they were really tame. Really tame. And they hadn't really... They'd gone off in a different direction. They were sort of rodding it a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stock rod drivers over there, though.
Yeah.
You got Hamill.
So when the English would go over there, they
didn't want to know, did they?
Run amok, wouldn't they?
That was honest thing. They didn't... We went over there last time with the duck and all that, and matey boy went past the duck, and the duck flipped in left, and then them boys didn't bother coming back for the next day.
No.
The duck's Beaumont, by the way.
Yeah, in Beaumont.
But when we went back this year...
Oh, my God.
They'd come on.
It was brilliant, mate. Everyone was going in.
Completely different ball game.
Yeah.
Irish were going in.
That's a bit of me, that is.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm so gutted about that.
It was good. So ended up having a really good meeting, and we ended up getting spun out. And in the championship, everyone was fighting for the lead. It was mental.
What's your favourite track over there?
Tully
Road.
Road.
Tully Road.
Is that the best one? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like even smoother Ipswich.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Really fast.
And it just
It's a little
looks
bowl.
a bit banked as well.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
good to watch there as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're right on top of the track.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
stand at the fence and
Yeah.
you're sort of overlooking it a bit.
it
Yeah,
was good.
But it's sort of, you're up.
Mm.
Like, so you're standing at the top of the Armico almost.
Right, okay.
like,
It's a bit
looking
like
down.
Hennisford, looking like sort of like Hennisford
Yeah.
when you look in.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I was fighting for the lead, fighting for the front, and then we got spun. Oh my god, my neck was killing me after that day, and just hit it wrong.
Where was
and
this?
the-
Nuts Corner?
Yeah, the first day, and the isolator switch snapped off, didn't it?
Yeah.
I remember you coming into work Monday. Was it Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
You,
Neck brace.
he was in bits.
Oh mate, I said to you, didn't I? I
That
come
was
in.
hard racing.
I come in. I was like,
Yeah.
that was one of the best weekends racing I've
I
done.
could tell, boy.
But I can't move my neck.
Walking stick. neck
Yeah.
Yeah,
brace.
using the bad way.
Oh mate, but then so that happened. Obviously, in the championship is what it is. Moving on to day 2, exact same in the second race for us. It was very tame in the heats. Managed to make our way up second row outside again. I think it was second row outside, which is brilliant. Again, there's 30 to 40 cars there over in Ireland, and for us to do that, and the final come again, and it was brutal. Proper stock car racing. I ended up getting spun out, smashed up and left and right. My neck again went, and I was like, oh my god, trying to drive. My goggles had to go because I couldn't see out of them anymore. It was raining. Made our way right up to the front again, or no, into third or fourth.
Yeah, fourth.
Back
I
up with
think
the
we
front
were-
pack,
Yeah,
wasn't it? And we ended up fourth.
yeah.
Ended up fourth. So that was a brilliant weekend. Thank you very much to Slops and the family for letting us do it.
And they fixed the van,
And they fixed our van, yeah. So
Yeah.
we had troubles going up there, didn't we?
blew the turbo hose,
Yeah.
split, and yeah, they fixed that for us as well.
Mm.
So it's just
Unbelievable, isn't it?
yeah.
To have that sort of help when you go in somewhere so far away is second to none. It's brilliant. And obviously we'd return the favour for them if they ever needed it.
Yeah, of course.
They've done more than enough for us. So scroll up a bit, babe. We've just done. Oh no, you've already done it. That's all right. And then we went to Aldershot after that, and that was another one. We had a really good meeting there. Come back from Ireland, and we went to Aldershot, and it was another good meeting. I think we got very good results, and I think we just started. We overtook you then in the points, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because we was fighting for the points before then. I overtook you and started pulling away, I think, because you missed Ireland, and I think your form was a bit shit after that, wasn't it?
Yeah, just work took over. Didn't have time to do my car or anything, did I? So just, didn't have commitment like you.
So therefore, after that, it was like all guns blazing for these points, wasn't it? It was like, we're up there now. Jack was in second. Come to World Final, I think after that Aldershot, went to World Final, and then obviously we had won the points. We found out we did win the points. Yeah, because it's World Final. Yeah, which is another one. So that is in 2 years, we managed to get the English title and the National Points Championship. So that's all good. Went to Kings Lynn, and there was a lot of people saying to me as well, was like, why are you bringing the Spitfire? And I was like, because it's a good car. Last time we went there, it was flying. You know,
You've never took an Adam on show anyway, have you?
Nah,
Have
we
you yet?
no, we hadn't.
Okay.
At this point, we hadn't,
Yeah.
and we didn't want to, did we? We wanted to keep the Radams for tarmac, and the Corsa and the Spitfire for show. That was the plan. Took the Spitfire there. Brilliant meeting, and as you say, it was another big one with the fans. So many people coming over, so many autographs signed, so much merch sold. It was just
Thank you.
yeah, thank you everyone, because weekends like that, we come back, didn't we, on the way home, we're like, oh my god,
Yeah, fair play.
that makes it all worthwhile. All them time in the garage, all the time on the computer, all the time doing anything to do with YouTube just makes it all worthwhile when you have a weekend like that. Thank you very much, everyone. Meeting went on the pace, first 2 laps, and then it just got slower and slower and slower. And Carl Waterfield, who kept leading it, and it was just me and him in first and second. I made all the right moves, but he just kept going like that on me, pulling away. And I was like, surely I'm not driving this that bad. Do you know what I mean? It can't be me, can't be me. My starts just got worse and worse, and I was like, how am I messing these starts up? He's just pulling on me. I'm one of them at the beginning on the wave jellas and at the start, so I'm like that on your bumper. I'm not pushing you, but you will not see me have a half a car width gap or a gap away. And I've always told you that as well. Yeah. I am there, mate, and as soon as you go, I'm going. And the green flag goes, or he pulls away, and I was like, Found out later on, wasn't it?
Yeah, engine was no good, was it?
Engine was gone. So, and going back to that Mildenhall,
Probably it probably peaked
the last
King's
Lynn.
Lynn,
Yeah,
and Mildenhall was where it was just.
it just went.
it
Yeah,
was dropping.
we thought it was gearing, but the torque just left us. Which at
Yeah, it was the
Mildenhall you
engine.
need to torque obviously massively. So we didn't really spot it at Mildenhall looking back now, which we should have done. And it hindered us and killed us at the World Final, which is such a shame because we made our way up there in the grid. We was up there, made the right moves at the beginning of the race, and then it all went Pete Tong.
Well,
So-
finals are not strongest point for us. Are they?
It's not, no, but hopefully that will change. And Jack, you had a rollover, didn't you? Or you
Nearly,
rolled
yeah.
over Luke Smith.
Straight up in the air, yeah. It was a bit of a carnage for me, but got spun out straight away in the first corner.
Which is never good.
And then I was angry straight away from that. Made my way back up in the top 10. Tried messing about the last couple of laps and it didn't pay off, but stock car, isn't it?
Stock car racing, boy. That's it. So we didn't have the best World Finals. And then we went to Mildenhall after that. So that is the start of the next points chart. Went to Mildenhall and we had a terrible meeting.
What car?
Corsa. Oh, mate. It was terrible. The best thing about that was collecting our points championship, wasn't
We've missed the muddy Mildenhall, haven't we? Have we
Huh?
talked about the muddy Mildenhall?
No, I think that's gone. Did we? It wasn't in YouTube. It was just before YouTube.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That would have been a good one.
No, it
We were
wasn't.
caked.
The cake, yeah, Mildenhall.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
go on.
went to Mildenhall and it was terrible.
champ.
Anyway, in the Corsa, and we're still trying to find our feet at Mildenhall. And then we went to the British Championship at Aldershot, and we bought the Radham back out, didn't we? We went practicing in it, which is getting to more recent times. Went practicing in it, and we found problems with it, and we thought we'd fixed it, but then we went to the meeting, and we still hadn't found it until the meeting.
That was a long period of time while that was away, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, what
Is
the
that
Radham?
right?
Yeah, we
A
didn't.
long time
We didn't.
since you
We didn't
raced
race
that.
it since English.
Yeah.
I had two other people race it, that Radham, but
Oh,
we
yeah,
didn't.
of course.
We didn't race it until we brought it back out for another championship, hoping to just it comes in
Like
and just
that.
yeah, can't hoping it just comes in and snoops that championship as well.
Really?
But we didn't. We managed to get a third, so
It was good, though.
it
Fine,
was
wasn't it?
it was flying. Yeah, we managed to get it right, and it was quick, not quite as quick as Fraser Clark is always on it, and he's always quick. And Jack Howard, obviously in that Civic, is always
Like
not
the
always.
Civics.
Yeah, he's pretty quick. So we tried, but we didn't manage to get it. And then moving on after that, we went to do our Scotland. We done the one-off meeting in Scotland, didn't we?
Yeah.
We wanted to kill two birds with one stone there because we had a couple of podcasts that we wanted to film. So we went up there to Scotland, filmed a couple of podcasts, done the meeting. It was terrible conditions, but we still managed to hold our own against the superstars. So it was all right. Not a bad meeting. And moving over to the Spitfire rebuild, because after King's Lynn, it was looking worse for wear, wasn't it? It was looking, the engine mounts were all done.
Yeah.
So we took the Spitfire
wasn't it?
apart
Yeah.
and changed that all about. And that was the first time we had Dylan come over in the garage. Dylan, I met at... I met him at World Final, and he was just there, just on the beer, just coming to have a
He's in a
watch.
puddle somewhere, wasn't he?
He doesn't even, he doesn't really follow saloons.
You both come in. We had the hire car
Yeah, we had,
Corsa.
Johnny
and the
Patterson in high
Spitfire,
car.
and both cars come in destroyed. And
And your car.
And mine, yeah.
I was like, let's just concentrate on one. And you said, no, we've got to get them both out.
do that one, you over there.
And
he's like supervisor.
Dylan
No.
said to me, all right, let them do that, and I'll be your metal man on this one.
Mm.
So
It just
Well,
out of nowhere,
well, though.
wasn't it?
yeah.
well.
So all right. So I hold my beer,
Yeah.
and so I was like, oh, we just. He said, oh well, we can. I said, just slap it on the outside and weld it on, and he stitched it on, and it's like, oh, that looks all right. He stitched the other end on. What about this one? We just put that across the front.
What's he saying?
And
The dog. What was he saying again?
Does a dog drag weed through bond with Stiffy?
I didn't
That
understand a word he was saying.
That means, obviously, for us Southerners,
Yeah,
yeah.
all right, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Mate, sorry.
But yeah, we put the courses together, and you lot done the Spitfire
Yeah.
and got them both out. So that's the first time I ever seen.
Yeah,
Dylan.
I've heard of him in the F1s. Always known he's had really colourful, good-looking cars. But yeah, I had Harry there
And
coming.
he knows nothing about 39.
He knows nothing, literally nothing. But I had Harry there and Simon. They're both Civic men. You're a Civic man.
You're a Civic man.
So I had them two there. Tommy Howard helping.
Tommy, yeah.
And you come over and
Tommy
you was like, well, we're not going to get them both done. We need to focus on one. Like, obviously, you got to focus on the hire car, which is fair enough. People are paying. You need to make sure they get out for every single race. It was like, we need to focus on the hire car. I was like, yeah, I know, but I need to focus on this because we've got a lot of people that have come to watch. You know, a load of people have come up to me. Oh yeah, bro, you know, chatting away, and I'm like, people have come to watch us. I need to get this car back out. I need people to see us get this car back out. And then Dylan, out of nowhere, well, I'll fix that one. Like you said, I'll fix that one with your dad, and you lot do this one. I was like, sweet. I look so miserable in the video as well. And I've watched it back once, I think, and I was like,
Always looks like that, doesn't he?
I know at
So
racing,
serious.
I try not to.
Yeah.
But he's
You're
like,
so
he's just
boring.
offered me the world basically, and I went, yeah, all right, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It was.
Yeah.
I look it back now, and I'm like,
So did he ask to come round
yeah,
on a weekly?
he did, yeah. So he
He's such.
yeah, no, but so basically we got somehow talking, and he told me that he works in London. He's from up the Midlands or North, but he told me he
He's
works in
definitely
London.
further than the Midlands.
Yeah, and he was like, oh,
Aye.
somehow it happened. Our conversation, we're chatting away, messing about, just bantering, and then about him coming round and helping, and then I think he mentioned it again. I mean, he might tell me different, but I'm sure he mentioned it again, and I was like,
Oh, sorry, Chuck.
oh right, well he's mentioned it again. I'll invite him over. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, he come over, and it was one of the funniest weeks I've had out in the garage. Well, I mean, we've had some funny
That's a good
weeks
one.
out there, but just someone completely different to what I'm used to. And the man knows his stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? He's been around the F1 scene for a long, long time. And he knows what he's doing, and he's a grafter, and he's got the chat, and he's got the banter. And just hearing a Northerner say some of them stuff anyway is just brilliant, isn't it? For us Southerners, it's just brilliant. So, yeah, that's how Dylan come about. If anyone's
We haven't got
wondering.
all those sayings, have we?
No, we-
Yeah,
Yeah, we haven't got any of them sayings, have we?
no.
We
we
did-
haven't.
It's a different.
That's what I said to him in the episode. I was like, where do you just all sit in a pub up north somewhere and
We
just
probably
come
do,
up
you
with
just don't
sayings?
realise it.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's how Dylan come about anyway. So for anyone who's wondering how he managed to get himself into the garage. And then we decided, didn't we, at this point we wanted to get the Wadham redone because it was looking worse and worse and worse.
Was it not redone by then?
No. The Wadham was on its way out. It was
Oh,
ready to go.
yeah.
We was
Yeah.
like, we was umming and
Yeah.
ahhing, was like, we can spend 2 months doing it ourselves.
Yeah. Oh.
But with 3 other cars to try and get ready, was like, I trust Sid. I know Sid. I've met him. I've known him from the minis.
But that
I've
come
seen
out
all
of
his-
nowhere, didn't it?
I've seen all his work, and I know he
He built
watches
the course, didn't he?
Yeah, he built our battle bus
Battle
Mark
bus.
1.
He built the battle bus.
Yep. So I know he does all that stuff, and I didn't know at the time, but he'd gone full time doing all of that stuff as well. But only when I got chatting with him, I realised that he did. So I was like, you know, I trust him to do a good job. So we got talks with him. Do you want to do it? Yeah, all right, fine. Dropped it off to him. That's it. And he was like, he loved the YouTube. And I was like, if you want to do a progress, you know, do some progress videos, you're more than welcome, and I'll chuck him in the weekly. And he was like, oh, yeah, I can do, yeah. And he loved it. He told me after, he loved it. He said he didn't like watching the videos back, which you know, didn't you?
Horrible.
I
No,
know.
it's
I know more than anyone, but you two
Yeah.
both know as well. Watching yourself back, trying to do something like that is so cringy at first. I can bear myself now because I just talk absolute waffle. But at the beginning, I could not watch any of the videos back. I can't. I just cringe too much.
It's horrible.
So when Sid told me that, I'm like, I know, mate. I know how it is. But he enjoyed it, so that was good. And got him a bit of hopefully got him a bit of work out of it as well.
Exposure.
Yeah, for helping me
I
with
got
the
a message
videos.
for Sid. I got a message for Sid. Sid, you're going in still.
Him and obviously, and while we was there as well, we dropped the car off. We got a podcast with Sid. So
oh yeah.
that was obviously 2 birds with 1 stone as well. And then we went to Northampton and we didn't have a shower car, did we?
No.
So we decided to use the Radham. And we managed to get it going just at the end of the meeting, didn't we? We managed to make our way up there. We were struggling quite a bit, but we managed to dole the set. Oh, it was horrendous. It made our car was bumping. If anyone remembers that meeting, our car was bumping so bad.
Put it back to tarmac.
Yeah, I preferred it tarmac, but I've never really gone well around there in the shale.
No.
So yeah, we've done that. Took the Radham on shale, and then me and Dad swore that we'd never ever take an Adam on shale again, did we?
Yeah.
And then we watched Paul.
Paul Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Adam come alive on shale?
Yeah, in the
Like,
at Mildenhall.
He all of a sudden he just started winning
He pissed it,
races
didn't
on
he?
shale.
Yeah. He was flying, and we.
Yeah.
But no, it
It
was
was
just.
like, oh, they can do it then.
It was just
Yeah.
before the Radham. We put the Radham on shale. We see Paul Brown go round, and we was like,
Well, I've done it as well, though.
"Yeah, you
I
have."
won
Yeah.
a race. I
Yeah.
pissed a race and then went out next one. It's completely different.
But yeah, no, Paul
Yeah.
Brown had what he needed, and
Yeah.
He was
like,
fast.
we was like,
money.
yeah, he was. And
Yeah.
we was like, well, we can try it, and we only managed to get it going in the final. I think I got a third or a fourth.
I mean, I'm not prepared to keep putting the.
They
Adam
get-
You
on
don't need
shale.
to when you got your other two
No,
cars.
we
have you?
don't. They get demolished on there.
Mm.
They get smashed.
Yeah.
2 bits.
Just keep Spitfire. Good old Spitfire in mind.
Yeah. So anyway, and then we went to the World of Shale Championship. This year's gone really fast.
Guys.
Hasn't it?
Yeah.
Went to the World of Shale Championship in the Corsa. Oh my God.
Flying.
Unreal. Used the book from 2 years ago where we had that Corsa there last time when we said it was flying. And we put them settings in and it flew, didn't it?
Well, actually, it had slightly different settings, but race 1, we had it set up, went out, it was quick. We adjusted it, went out, it was even quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So we went even further, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then you only done like 5 laps, and you said, "Oh my God!" Straight away, it was on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd only done like 5 laps. We didn't finish the race off puncher or something. It was
We went there a couple of years ago, didn't we?
Yeah,
With the
so
Corsa, and he was
that
rapid.
that set up for the third race. We had. We was like,
Yeah.
this is a banker.
Yeah.
You know, for when we return.
Yeah, definitely.
We put that in, didn't we?
Mm.
Bosh, straight away.
That was
flying.
the last meeting you were on about, wasn't you?
Yeah.
This
for
was 2 years ago. Dad, I was just confusing. Dad was on
Oh, right.
about the meeting 2 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
two-
wasn't about that.
a couple
yeah.
of years
Yeah,
ago.
not
Oh,
World,
sorry,
not,
yeah,
not
yeah.
the World of Shale. Two
Yeah.
years ago. That's what you just said there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was we only got 5 laps because the puncher was a puncher. We was fighting
Yeah,
up the front,
flying.
weren't
You straight away. You went
we? Yeah.
straight up there, didn't you?
So we've got the crack. We know what the crack is with the Corsa on Shell, and I can't wait to get back there. So yeah, we done that meeting. That was a good meeting. Obviously, ended with the drive shafts popping out, and then later on, we found out if you watched one of the recent Tebbz weeklies that the engine had moved, which is why the drive shaft broke up one side and the other drive shaft come out.
Pulled out. Yeah.
So that's why we didn't finish the last race. And then we went to after that we went to Yarmouth.
I think it's my favourite meeting.
Yeah, well good move, wasn't he?
Dad was probably in one of the best moods, right?
I've never seen him give
No.
so much.
He was giving me all day. Right.
He was loving it, wasn't he?
From the get-go, I said to Chelsea, I said, "Oh, Dad's in a good mood. This is us loading up for Yarmouth in the morning."
I was ill.
He was just in a good mood, right? And obviously, I could tell straight away, just bantering and giving me all day. Stuck in traffic on the way up there, so we missed practice. And
Not
I
saying
don't
you're miserable.
normally. Well, I am.
Normally he's a miserable
But no, Dad's normally the one stressing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was driving up there, and Dad's normally the one stressing, and he was in the back, headphones in, blah blah blah, and there's traffic there, and I'm getting stressed. I'm like, I need to get there, I want to get practice, I want to.
That is normally the other way around, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Dad's in the back then, and he's just chucking shit at me basically the whole time. He's like, you know what I mean?
Aye.
Like, yeah, just winding me up about
Good
the
man.
traffic, winding me up about everything.
Shovels of it.
Yeah. And yeah, I was just getting annoyed, and then obviously went to the meeting, and we had the worst meeting I think we've ever had ever.
It was a shit meeting, but it was a good video.
But
So
yeah,
I enjoyed that video because of you.
I think Dad made the video
Yeah.
what it was really, because
Cheers, Fred.
the content on track is not really good enough for YouTube. It was horrendous. It was so bad. We couldn't race properly because of the conditions. Everyone was tiptoeing round. It was boring for me to race. Even sometimes you have bad results, but you still don't find it. You find it
so
enjoyable.
frustrating.
It wasn't. It was
So
boring.
frustrating.
If I'm honest, that meeting was boring for me. I was just driving around. The car wouldn't turn. Coming off, and Dad's just ripping into me.
When you get a race like that, do you ever think, should we wait up and just do something, just follow someone in or something?
Yeah, you
Do you ever
do.
get that going in your head?
Sometimes, probably not as much
Probably
now.
not so much this
Yeah.
year, but
Not this year, but maybe a couple of years ago, definitely.
when I'm pooling around the mine, I think this is boring. Should I just wait up?
Yeah, who's wound me up the last couple of
Just look across
meetings?
the track. Who's having it then?
Who's wound me up the last couple of meetings?
First one I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't done that for a little while. Maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
A couple of years behind it then.
yeah. So we done that, and that was absolutely terrible. But Dad made up for the video by ripping.
I didn't even think. When I looked back at the video, I thought, blimey, I was on it. But at the time, I was just having a laugh, and I just.
Yeah. We had to, otherwise we would have
Yeah.
cried, wouldn't we?
You
Because-
come in after the second race, I was like, just delete that
You said
one.
it was cold
Chelsea
as well,
would've
didn't you?
cried,
Really
yeah.
cold.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
it was cold and
Yeah.
windy there. Really
Not
windy.
as cold as
That's
Eastbourne, but
It wasn't
was
as
nearly
but the wind was there.
freezing.
It's bad of a place, but you just remember the drive home, don't you? And you think,
Oh, it's the furthest
sake.
for us.
Oh, I
wasn't it?
slept the whole way home.
Yeah, I
I
drove.
prefer
I
to go to
drove home.
Scotland than go to Yarmouth.
I drove home as
It's so
well, and
boring.
literally 2 minutes into the journey, I could hear him snoring in the back. Me and Chelsea just in the front. weren't
Is that
we?
you,
Like,
champ?
Yeah, me and Chelsea in the front. I drove all the way back, I think,
You did.
and he slept the whole way back. So
I wasn't well though.
no,
I don't know why I had so much banter. I was really ill.
Maybe you should
I,
be
Get
just,
ill
I
more.
think I just.
get ill more.
often.
Oh, I hate going up there, and I just
It is
thought, you know,
I
it's
hate
gonna
it.
be rubbish,
Yeah.
And a bad
and
track.
it was rubbish. And
Doing
then
a bad
on the way,
track.
just like, yeah.
It's a good track to drive, but when I went with you two to watch him before, I thought, what am I doing? This is so boring to watch. Because you're so far away as well, aren't you?
Yeah, you're not near the
They
action,
need
are
to do
you?
something. I don't know, but they can't
It's
do
a dog
anything.
track,
with it,
I
can
don't
they?
know. It's
No,
just
it's a dog track. You're not
just
gonna
is
get
what it
close.
That's
is.
what it
It's
is.
not an Eastbourne, is it? Let's
No.
face it.
No, it's not. Definitely. So then, moving on from the terrible Yarmouth, after that, we then released a podcast, the first podcast, which
Oh yeah,
was
yeah.
which was in the making for a good few months before we even recorded it. I always listen to podcasts and always watch podcasts on YouTube as well. And I always thought, you know, I've seen a couple of them online on YouTube about sort of about the scene, the oval racing scene, but the quality of that compared to the quality of the ones I watch, there's a massive difference. And I was like, I want to do it, but I want to do it as best we can. You know, I don't want to do it half-heartedly. I wanted to do it the best I thought was what we could, which is the setup we've got at the minute with obviously the money I have. So that come about, and I was like, I definitely want to do it. I want to get people involved. I want to get drivers involved. If they want to come on the channel, they can come on. I want to get, you know, eventually promoters involved, top drivers from other formulas involved, and I just want to do it properly. And that's obviously where this has come about now. And it's a good way of expressing yourself as well.
Yeah,
Do you know
sure.
what I mean? It's a good way of people getting knowledge that...
Well,
like,
we're learning stuff as well, aren't we?
Yeah, we're all learning stuff. Like, we've gone up to Scotland and done some, you know, we've done some really good podcasts as well
Yeah.
after that, and in people in different formulas, and we're learning so much, and I love being able to do that, having the ability to learn from other people and have a really good chat with them. So, you know, it was good. That's the episode number 1 of the Stock Car podcast, and then moving on to our last meeting of the year.
Can I hold you there?
Go on,
Can I go for a toilet break?
go on. Then.
Right, let's go. Moving on to the last meeting.
Moving on to the last meeting.
My bubbling soon.
Yeah, champs come out of nowhere, but moving on to the last meeting. There you
We
boy.
didn't
My
edit that
bubbles
at
moved.
No more farting.
all. We edited champ in.
Yeah, we just wanted him in for the last meeting. Anyway, we went there. Most freezing cold meeting of the year. I did say in the video it was the most coldest meeting I've ever been to since I've been racing since I was 13.
It was there.
It was up there. And the power cut, which just dragged the meeting out an extra 2 hours probably. First 2 races. First one I got hooked out and we were just no wave jealous, so we couldn't come through. Heat 2, I made my way up and I think we finished 4th. But I said to you, the car was there or thereabouts. We just needed a slight tweak. Tweaked it for the final. And one of the best races. And I still made mistakes in it, but it is what it is.
Can you see the mistakes you made?
Yeah. But yeah, I know it was one of them, innit? But yeah, I made my way up there, done all the right moves to get up to the front, and then I made the wrong move, and then I
All
did.
excited.
Yeah. I'm gonna win. And I did make up for it. Obviously, the move on Giles, which then put me just in front enough so he can come back on the last bend, and we managed to win that. So we ended on a high. Anyway, the best we could have ended on, and we won the Motorparts Direct Series Championship 2 years on the trot. So a final win, and that.
It was worth all the freezing cold hours.
It was.
Standing there
Yeah, and we had Sean
waiting.
come over from the Isle of Wight to
Yeah.
come watch us, but he
Yeah.
missed it. He missed
Well,
it.
he had to get back.
Chessel Woodyard come over from the Isle of Wight to come see us race, and he missed the best race of the night because he had to make the ferry back, obviously, which is a shame. But hopefully we see him over here again for the next Eastbourne, hopefully. So that was our year, and sort of there was a couple of YouTube bits chopped in there as well, obviously. But we'll just round it up. It's probably going to be another 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Favourite meetings, because he's not telling me I'm rambling too much. I'm sorry.
No,
He
you're
don't
not.
mind the
You're
chat,
all right.
does he?
Bring it to racing, mate, and I'll talk forever. All right. I'm going to be a commentator. As soon as I retire from racing, I'm going to be a commentator. I've decided. I'm going to be a commentator.
You can't swear when you commentate.
You
I'm not going to swear.
You better give Gavin.
Gone into the lead.
I'll be giving Gavin a ring for some tips, yeah. Not Gavin.
Imagine the bleeps and that.
Not Gavin. Right, moving on to my favourite
Give
episode.
Gavin a ring for a job.
It's not Gavin. Oh, yeah. Give Gavin a ring for a job, yeah. Moving on to our favourite episodes for
Graham.
me. No, Gavin for the job.
Yeah.
Speak to Graham for the tips.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on to our favourite episodes. For me, it was episode number 6. And that is where
What happened?
me and you, I went and helped you for a last minute, wasn't it? It was a
Yeah.
couple of days before the meeting. I went round there after work. Well, we stayed round there after work, welded your car up. It was too windy to do any sort of camera work, but I tried anyway. Tripod fell over. That was where the famous sound effect that I put in, that some people thought it was me.
Horrible, wasn't it?
Some people thought it was me that done it, but it wasn't me. It was a sound
It's
effect.
where the yard is, isn't it? There's a big field next to it, so
Yeah.
the winds just sweeps it across.
Yeah, and trying to obviously weld in that was horrendous.
Mm.
So we ended up calling it at night, and we come in early
Yeah.
to work the next day, and I finished it all up. And as I finished it up, the boys were all turning up. What are you lot doing?
Me leaving it last minute again.
Exactly. So that was that, and then we went on to the tyre buffing machine as well. Oh look, there it is. Oh, first time using the tyre buffing machine.
No, it's
not
not
the
a tyre
buffing,
buffing
the
machine.
tyre changing machine. Sorry,
Yeah.
our first time, and I put that clown music over the top of it because I didn't have a clue what I was doing.
But that's the first time we realised
That you're a
the
donut.
comical. Since we've been doing YouTube, what's this episode 6?
6 is very early.
And then you started leaving a few mess ups in, didn't you?
Yeah,
And then we got that time machine. You put it in, or we put it in,
yeah,
and we just let the camera go.
yeah.
And
Definitely. And I just let
while you
everyone
was just trying to,
trying to work it
we
out.
didn't YouTube it or anything, did we?
No.
To see how to do it. You just had to go.
I was just trying to work it out.
And I was thinking, he's going to get that lever flicking up in his face in a minute.
But I did. I had Brad ring me up and say, "I just watched it. Why didn't you ring
Oh, so
me and
you-
ask me how to use it?" And I was like, "Mate,
That's
Well, so you're not
glad-
going to stop that if you'd done that then?
what?
If anything...
Well, early doors. I was taking all the mistakes out early doors.
Yeah.
and then we realised
Right, okay.
they make great content.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's real. People can. I don't want it to be perceived as fake, and we're the best. We know everything, because we don't. And
No.
people will soon notice that if you try to do that.
People
will
love you
soon-
looking like a knob.
Yeah, people will soon notice that. So if I was like, well, if we just show.
Why not?
Yeah.
If we just show everything, like even the mess ups now, if I mess up on camera now, people will know because I just put the bleeper in and me trying to do it over and over. Whereas before, I've just cut it out. The first few episodes, I was just cutting it out and trying to make it be the best it can. But now,
That would have been so good if you left the first one in. All
I
that-
might have the footage somewhere
What?
of the first episode, of the actual footage of me
Oh,
and
right.
Dad
Me,
going back
yeah.
and forth. But yeah, no, we realised, I was like, you know what? Just make it as raw as it can be. We're not the best. We know we're not the best. We're still learning every day. You know, let's just show
And a
everyone.
simple thing like none of us had used the tyre changer, have
No,
we?
we've always used the manual one, haven't we?
Yeah,
And you've before
Done it
the
on the
manual
floor.
machine, you used to do it on the floor.
yeah.
Do you remember you doing that for a couple of hours and you get frustrated at you two?
Yeah.
I said, why don't you do that? And you was like, why do you not that ages ago?
Yeah, it was changing the tyre. Because that was from your karting days.
Yeah.
Changing
'Cause
the
I remember
tyre.
you, yeah, I can't explain it on here. but
Yeah, but yeah.
I said, why don't you do it that way? And he was like,
You could have
And
told
it-
me that
and he-
2 hours ago.
you've done it, and it popped straight in, didn't it? And you was like, why do you not?
But yeah, that's just all learning. And
Them
that-
two had an argument saying, we need a fucking tyre machine.
yeah, basically. And yeah, so and I had so many comments laughing at it and saying, "Oh, blah blah blah," and I was like, "Brilliant!" You know, it made everyone smile, it made everyone laugh. I'm happy. So that was my favourite episode, anyway. And then moving on to the meeting was definitely the best in Britain meeting
Yeah, I
at
mean,
Ipswich of me and you coming through the pack
yeah.
together. And I didn't even end up winning it or getting in the top 3 in the main race in the best in Britain, but just oh my god,
We had a good race because you got spun out and then you caught me back up, but because you were so frustrated, weren't you?
Mm.
You went in hard one lap, and then come out the corner. And you was like, "Oh my god, that line's wicked."
Yeah, I went out wide and
So
I found
Oh,
the grip.
you were passing
out on the
everyone.
outside,
If you watch the video back, everyone, you'll see it. Kurt's flying back through him, and then he catches up to me, and then I clock on. When he goes past me, I clock on to what he's doing. So then I start following your line, don't I?
Yeah, round the outside.
Running out, going hard, running like
And
outside
keep the
middle of the
speed up.
corner, and then we was just pinging off the corners.
Yeah.
And then
And
we start coming through ourselves.
Nobody else clocked on.
No one else clocked on.
you
There's
wa-
only me.
If you watch the video, I start running around the outside and nobody's clocked onto the line that I'm using, and I'm just going back past everyone after I've just been spun out.
No, it looked like you was overdoing the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you was actually doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me 2 corners to suss out.
Yeah.
So you spinning out there.
360.
Yeah.
You
But
actually
yeah,
didn't
it took.
lose too much time there, did you?
No, I didn't. No. And I went past you, battled you out the way, went past you, and then you sat behind me and see the line because obviously you saw me spin out and you
Yeah.
thought, how the hell has he got?
I looked back in the
there
mirror, I
again?"
was like, that must be a different white car.
Yeah, and
No, it is him. It is him.
and I come past you, and then I see you in my mirror following the line. I thought, yeah, he's clocked on. He's
no, I
clocked
clocked
on.
onto it straight away, yeah.
But yeah, no, that's one of my favourite meetings. Just coming back through, and we had the Irish there, we had the Scottish there.
Yeah.
It was just brilliant. So many cars.
It's good. It's so enjoyable
Being on
racing
board
together.
was
though,
great to watch.
Yeah, being on.
That's
yeah.
some excellent footage.
If anyone wants to know my all-time favourite race on YouTube, it's the final Best in Britain, final race of the Best in Britain meeting,
Brilliant.
and you just watch it. It's so good to watch. And then
Done me up last
I
corner.
done Jack on the last bend as well. Bang,
After I helped him out.
bang, and I'll see you
What
later.
sort of mate is he?
Yeah, so that's my favourite. Go on, Jack.
My favourite episode is episode number 4. I tried stealing the black book. Tried many times, but Fred chases me down.
Takes it back out your motor.
Gives me a rugby tackle. Said, "No, give it back." And also in that episode, it's when I done your eye, didn't I?
My eye.
Your eye.
Oh,
There's a scar on your eye.
if people look back to the one of the days on the weekly, Jack actually at work swung round with a board, didn't realise I was there, and just clipped the side of my face. Luckily, it didn't actually hit my eye. And
Talking when he should have been listening.
and yeah, I've now got a scar on my eye, but you'll see it. It's a big cut in if you see it in the weekly. Yeah, it's not a very nice cut at all.
Should have been more careful.
Yeah.
Should have been more careful.
My favourite meeting is another one. Me and
Oh, there it is.
yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, mate. My favourite meeting is also me and Tebbz racing with each other again. The order shot.
Yeah, yeah.
What order shot was that?
That was the
Was it Southern or something? Or was it just a normal one?
No, it was a normal meeting. It was the August one.
Yeah,
was
it's
the
got to
August
be.
one.
There's two. There's the speed weekend one. It's
Yeah.
a good laugh, but don't really want to talk about it. But the order shot where me and Tebbz are racing with each other. I
In the
always love
final.
race. Yeah, always love racing with Tebbz. Good fun. We have respect for each other, but when it comes down to the last couple of laps,
It gets violent.
like there's no
Yeah,
friendship there.
Gloves
Just
come
like,
off.
Yeah,
It's literally, and I remember
we've
Dad,
always talked about that since I met you. I said
Yeah.
if it comes down to the last lap, we've both like agreed it don't matter, and we can't get the ump after.
no, it's every man for himself.
Yeah,
We work
so-
together in the race.
Yeah,
You know, work together to get through. But if it ever comes down to the last couple of laps and it's just for a place,
yeah.
we're going. You best believe we're going in.
So I try. You can see in the video, you're probably playing it now, but how close I was getting to the wall. We was both pushing each other. Every single lap, I think I hit the wall.
Yeah, look, I
and
see.
how like you couldn't even put a fag paper between the yellow tyres.
Nah,
how close I
mate,
was getting
you
to
was
the
on
tyres.
that, and I remember seeing you in the mirror, and I thought, I'm not letting him beat
Yeah.
me. I'm not having it, and I'm on the edge of my seat. You just see me in the car there. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm coming, and I just see Jack in the
Proper.
mirror, and I could not drop you. And then when you look back at the video, on the
The last corner. It's the last corner, doesn't it? I was like, I can't not go in. I've got to do it. I've got to do it because I know for a fact he would do it to me.
100%.
100%. He did the exact same.
100%. But
So-
no, it's good. It's always good racing with you. We don't get a chance enough on track to race
I
against
know.
each other.
Even if we did to each other, I think both our old mans would be like, "No, that's brilliant."
Yeah.
They wouldn't get the ump, would they?
No, I
Of
think
course not.
you come off after the Best in Britain one. Obviously,
Well,
and
I'd done you.
you tried doing me left. I'd done you last bend, and you tried doing me left. And afterwards, Dad was like, "What's all that about?" I'm like, "Dad, I would have done the same to him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let him
We
beat
talked
me.
about it since
Yeah.
I met you. So.
I'm not going to let him beat me, and I want people to know if if he's coming down to a last bend and we're together, you best watch that last bend.
Mm.
You watch that last bend.
Yeah.
Because whether they're mates or not, we're not going to let each other win.
Nah.
So
It's all mates up until the last couple of laps.
Yeah.
Then we're like, all right.
Yeah, but then it's business. Isn't it?
it's
Yeah.
business.
That's what you're there for.
I helped him out in that Best in Britain meeting, pushing people out wide, and he still done me last corner. But I ain't going to get the ump back. It's just we've always agreed on
Yeah,
to do, isn't it? So.
that's it. Definitely.
Mm.
All right, go on then, Papa.
So, Tebbz Weeklies, probably. You weren't there all day, but I was off, so I was there all day.
Yeah.
On
Episode
number 8.
Yeah. Which is
So-
the sign writing one.
Yeah, not too much else. There was bits and bobs happening, but the main thing was transforming the Wadham.
Yeah.
So I'd spent a few days spraying it and got it all nice and shiny. And so Henry come round.
The HS signs, yeah.
Yeah, and I was there. And I sort of left him to do his thing and sort of popped out, just set a camera up and went back in and come back out, set the camera up somewhere else. And I was like, oh, you're all right. I'll just do a little bit,
Yeah.
so while you're doing
Don't want
this.
to put
you
too
know.
much on pressure.
Yeah, I don't
on
want
you.
to pressure him too
Yeah.
much. Because,
No, there is.
you know,
he's at work.
he's a
Well,
Fair play.
he's a
young
professional
guy
at work,
and and I don't want to sort of force him into it,
Yeah.
But I was like, I need to record a little bit while you're doing
Otherwise
it.
Kurt's going to
You
get
just
angry.
watch
Yeah.
them, get some tips, wouldn't you, Fred?
Yeah,
And also,
so
also, you're very creative in your
yeah,
artwork.
yeah. So I respect what he's doing because
Yeah.
I like all that, and so I've recorded loads there of him using the airbrush. So I've now got an airbrush myself, compressor,
Yeah.
and all that. But I don't.
But
You've
that's
always
right.
done
That's
it
right
though,
up
haven't
your
you?
street, though.
Yeah,
if,
it is.
If
Yeah,
you look in the
I mean,
garage,
really, I could have done with paying him to come and sit with me the next day and show me how to do it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, shall I ask him? I'll pay him double. And but he done one of the best jobs I've seen.
yeah, for such a young
Yeah,
person as well.
No,
It would be a
brilliant.
bad thing if you retired, though, would it? Just like go
Nah.
around doing.
I wouldn't want to do anybody else's car. I just
No?
sort of
Just
want to have
But
a play.
if you
Oh,
look
right,
in our
okay.
garage, if you look on any wall or the door or the bin,
That
or-
I've met.
do you know what I
I
mean?
wrote something
Dad,
somewhere.
Dad has put something on somewhere where he's always
It's on the
bin as
smothered.
well, it's on the bins.
But if you look at the door, that was from when I won the Essex Championship in the mini stocks. You was writing
Yeah.
on their Essex Championship, just having a go. You've been at it for years.
Yeah, it's just
he's always been very creative and artistic.
Try and-
You
Yeah.
do
Brushes
everything,
and-
can't you?
He,
It pisses
yeah,
me off.
annoys me. Yeah, do anything.
Pisses me off.
I do anything not very well. But
Yeah, well, it's still you always
What's
give
that?
it
but I can do everything.
jack of all trades, master of none.
That's it. Yeah.
Brad.
Yeah. So, but no, it's good.
Yeah. So when that was finished and it come out and we wheeled it out, it's just like
Brilliant.
It
that
was
is
it-
amazing.
it's like
and
Christmas
everyone
Day, innit?
commented
Christmas.
like how good it come out.
Yeah.
No,
No,
transform
it's-
that car.
Yeah.
So
Considering
it
for
made
how,
it our own.
for how long we raced it in Mungo's colours and
Yeah.
sign writing, and
Yeah.
it finally did make it our own, and it was nice to see, especially
Yeah.
with the
And
English
it was
roof on it.
flying.
It was.
as well.
That's the best day, innit? Like coming home to see your car.
I did,
signing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It
you
is the
c- you
best
come home
day.
to have a
I'll
look
come
at it.
round, and I was like, even if I wasn't coming round that day, I was coming round that day.
Everyone knows that. Everyone that's probably watching this. has got
Once the
their-
sign
their
writer's been
races.
round.
Once the sign writers, you don't say anything. There's sometimes I'm like, send me some pictures, but now I just like
I just want to see it.
when I get back home, I'm like, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, so that was good. That's one of my favourites.
They're all very early episodes.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I mean, I've got some.
Oh no, I've got some.
I love some of the recent ones.
Yeah.
Like your editing has just got
A lot better,
like,
yeah.
the funny bits you put in. I could blow
It's a
smoke
lot
up
more-
your arse all
Can you
day
do the
long.
engine dance for us?
But-
It's a lot more. It's a lot
Yeah.
more enjoyable to watch nowadays for me as
Yeah.
well. I can actually sit
Or
back and watch them.
I didn't spin you out. I didn't spin you out. I didn't spin you out.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's definitely
love it. But yeah, and then the meeting videos. One of the most intense videos, I think, is the winning the English Championship. So, what episode is it? That's not even an episode, is it?
No.
It's a race meeting at
Yeah. It's very,
Eastbourne.
but it's very early on in the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And it's probably
So
it was probably a very tense for you and Chelsea watching it back with Jimmy.
Oh my God.
with Jimmy
he don't
chasing
mind. He don't mind drawing out
pole.
pole, does he?
Yeah, done it
You're
twice.
picking
Hey,
mine
me,
next
yeah.
time.
You've done it twice for me now.
How'd you do that? You definitely peeking in there, aren't you?
So yeah, if anyone's watching this on some of the championships, we have to draw out of a hat. And Dad's the last 2 times, not the last time, but the 2 times before that, he drawed out pole for me both times.
Yeah.
So,
I'll give you a nifty if you draw mine out.
but no, I can imagine how tense that was for you and Chelsea watching that back. You know, that is probably
Well,
the
you was
closest-
away. You was
Yeah.
away, and was like,
He's got this.
oh, oh,
Especially after
And
the
then-
start of it.
and then Jimmy starts winding you in. It's like, oh my God.
That must be so nerve-wracking.
And then obviously he jumps the corner completely to get you for the win. And
Because we know ourselves, that corner, you can't do a
yeah,
last
you can't
bender.
do it normally. And it's like, how has he done that?
Yeah.
Because you can't get someone on that corner.
We've tried many
you can't
times.
last bend lunge him. And it turns out he
Completely cut the corner.
cut the
After
corner
them saying it
jumped
after
in the air,
driver's
yeah.
briefing.
and
Wiped me
did
out.
what he did, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was wrong.
He wouldn't
so,
pull off after the line.
And then he pulled straight off after
He
the
wouldn't
line.
pull off
yeah.
after the line.
Yeah, so and then it came over that you'd won it because he been docked.
They checked the footage and then he had a moan up and then they checked it with him and he was still trying to say that he didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then he's trying to say
And
that
it-
he only put one wheel on there and then in the end they were like, nah mate,
You
you've done what
completely
you've done.
cut the corner.
So then over the tunnel it come, right, Curtis Tebbz, you're now the winner and I don't even remember.
That's when I found out.
Yeah,
When
I
was
don't
back in
even-
the trailer.
I don't even remember getting on the car, which I just heard it and I was like, oh my God. I just lost it. I got in the car. I was like, yes.
I remember hearing it. We was back at the trailer in the pit.
Yeah.
Look, there you go. Look. And how perfect is that? Because no other camera got it right. I just got to say this. No other camera got that of me on the roof, right? My GoPro fell off when Jimmy Morris put me in the wall.
Pause it. Wait, there you go. Pause it there.
The
Look at the
GoPro
state
fell off
of
the
it.
back when Jimmy Morris put me in the wall.
Slammed you.
Slammed me in the wall. And the marshal, it was found in the pits. It was found in the spectators bit. He'd given it to a marshal. The marshals walked round and he didn't press press and record. At the perfect time, he's turned the camera up as I've got on my car
And he recorded you.
and
didn't he?
recorded me
Fair
celebrating.
play.
Like,
Cheers for that.
I don't know your name, mate. But that is a memory that is going to stick in my head forever.
Yeah, brilliant.
And
I
at
couldn't
the
have happened
time,
any
And that's the footage you used on the on the video, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, it's just brilliant.
just the way it worked out. Thank you very much. I don't know your name, but give us a comment if whoever it is. And then obviously I just lost it, and I'll speak to the camera, shouting at the camera.
That couldn't
Do you know what I
happen
mean?
any better. Brilliant.
Yeah,
mate.
nice. It's a really good feeling. I mean, it's
You're
our,
a pace
first,
car wave.
it's our first title.
Yeah. So and even the way Jimmy was hunting you down as
Yeah,
well.
Just the intense. So that was our year, and that's our favourite memories there.
Yeah. So that's that. That's my ones.
That's
Well
well
done,
done,
mate.
Dad. We had a good year. We had a good year's racing, our best year's racing yet.
Yeah.
Just quickly before we go, we'll just go on to a few of the comments that people had given us. I did ask on Facebook a couple of days ago from recording this as to when everyone's favourite memories. So we'll just quickly have
Remember
a look.
some of them.
So I know.
I'm not looking forward to this.
One of them's the bonnet.
Yeah. So at Speed Weekend, obviously I was speaking to Chelsea in the camera.
There's a few bonnet ones.
There is. I was speaking to Chelsea in the camera, and I was like, right, she's recording me going out, getting ready for the race at Speed Weekend.
I'm the best. I'm going out for this race. blah,
I'm
blah,
the
blah.
best. And
I wake up in the morning, I'm excellence.
so yeah, anyway, next thing I know, I look in my mirror. And Dad's running down the bloody Ipswich pits with a bonnet. I thought, who's that? He said, you missed your bloody bonnet. And Chelsea, fair play to Chelsea, brilliant camera lady there. That was at Speed Weekend.
Oh.
Camera lady, she got it all on camera as well.
Yeah.
So everyone could go back and
And
watch
he's
it.
like, why didn't you tell me? And you stepped over it.
You just in your own
You
little
watched
world.
me drive off without it.
Yeah, but Chelsea did not notice. I didn't notice stepping over it, and she didn't notice me driving
She's
away with it.
camera woman.
I
leave her
know.
alone.
Yeah. So
You're not
yes,
getting
we
no
got
dinner
Steve
tonight.
Carter in there. Is that from the top, babe? Do you want to go from the top? And I'll just quickly read them all out, and then we'll quickly talk about it. Right. Steve Carter.
This is going to be good.
When some boys come up and says if Tebbz passes you today, you've got to wave. So I did. One of the very first videos we done at
Yeah.
all the shot. he's driving behind me, and he's one of the funniest people I've ever met. And he's halfway through the corner, and he's
Very
like,
ugly as well.
and he quickly waves at the camera and carries on. And it's obviously I left it in. It was brilliant. Alan O'Brien, when you lost the plot and were on head on with the other guy, was magic. I know everyone else obviously had a good laugh at it, and it was good entertainment, but it wasn't my best moment. And
No.
I should have kept my cool that race.
Bit embarrassing, really.
All right, mate.
No, never mind.
I should have kept my cool that race.
No one seen you at Eastbourne.
Yeah, I know.
That was
Yeah,
embarrassing.
we'll have that next.
Yeah.
Drew
well,
Ma-
luckily, that wasn't on camera.
Yeah.
Well,
Drew-
it might be on Speedway TV.
I'm only saying that because you give me shit all the time. my
Right,
turn
moving
now.
on. We've got to wrap this up. Drew Matheson, turn the radio up. That is from Mildenhall when he was parked next to us in the saloon and he was playing
Oh, yeah.
the loudest country music I can ever
It's like-
imagine.
Because we can't play
Country
music on
music.
YouTube.
You can't play music on YouTube, and obviously,
Country music as
Is
well,
it-
especially.
And they was like, park there, and the only person playing music
Was
parked
him.
next to us.
Yeah.
Drew,
And he's
do one.
they're friends of ours, so it's
yeah,
like,
they're very good friends. And I did say to him when we come in, is it right if you just turn the music down a bit? As soon as we out for our race, mate, blast it up as much as you want. It's just because YouTube will copyright the
Yeah.
video otherwise.
fair,
So
fair play. to
fair
them,
play,
yeah.
which they did do. Thank you very much to all the Mathewsons, really good people. Willie Bald, loved them all. Thank you. David Davidson signing my tip before my first race. That is the world final when we was all signing autographs, and he said, "Can you sign my book?" And I said, "I'll do one better." And I signed his. He had his T-shirt off. I said, "I'll sign your tit."
who's your tit?
Jack Mel, the very first video. If I could find the footage, that'd be up there as well. All right, because it's horrendous. Leon Stewart, the head on at Ippy in front of the matey, I know, and the engine dance. Quickly, the engine dance.
Oh. What made you come up with that?
I have no idea. So obviously that is the obviously generic thing you do when you're moving the
Walk
engine,
it.
when you walk
Walk
the
it.
engine. And I was editing it, and I thought, how can I make this funny? And I thought, you know what?
That's good.
It just switched, and I thought, how do I?
We're-
And then I quickly was like, how do I do flashing lights on Premiere Pro?
We'll do that in
editing
the club
software?
next time we go.
Yeah, the old engine dance. So that it was just a last minute thing, and I put it in, and everyone loved it. So, Craig, the Ipswich head on. Ted, mine must have been National Weekend over Ireland. Got to meet you and start off and got you to start off.
Oh,
and-
Start Marshall.
Yeah, the start
Young
marshal
guy.
in Ireland, and he
They've got a
bought
couple of young guys there doing it, haven't
yeah
they? Who's-
in the start marshals, yeah, and he bought a jumper, and the whole of the national championship, he wore the jumper, and I said to Dad, "How funny is that? The start marshal in Ireland, he's starting us off in the Tebbz racing jumper. It's brilliant."
Brilliant.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
very much for buying that, and thanks for being a fan, mate. Appreciate it. Defo the Ipswich one. What was all that about? Stock car boys. It is stock cars, mate. Obviously, stuff does happen, and controversial stuff does happen as well. Getting stuck on Eastbourne's wall. That was, we did mention it earlier. That is
Yeah.
a nightmare, and it was my fault for jumping out. Lewis is saying the engine dance. And then HRP Logelli in the pissing rain for the memorial meeting. I know, mate. It was a really good meeting. Kept up with the superstars. It was obviously, and we get to race in Scotland again, which we like. So, Gary Hall, the one with me in, of course. Did you want to say something?
That's the weekender.
No.
That was the weekender. That was the Mildenhall Kingsland weekender.
Kingsley Mildenhall.
Where's that Nova ready?
Yeah. When's the Nova ready, Gary? Ippy with a head on and you waving people in. All right, mate. All right.
Yeah,
All
and
right, Kevin.
Paul Howard.
Tracy Tebbenham.
Who's that?
Papa running after you after the bonnet and always forgetting what day of the week it is.
Yeah,
It's hard work, isn't it?
I struggle to remember my name sometimes.
Yeah, I know. It's hard work.
It's my age.
Paul Howard and Derry Terry Brand interview. Speed
Now
weekend.
that's-
Oh, play it now.
That-
Play it now.
that-
Play it now.
Is classic.
That is
Play
just...
it now. Play it
That
now.
is
Like-
one of the best clips ever.
You can't beat that.
It's just
Paul
so off...
Howard.
Yeah, it's just so
was
off
just-
the cuff. And it was like... Paul
Brilliant.
Howard...
Paul was sober for that, wasn't
Yeah, of course, yeah.
he? He's proper sober for
And
that.
Yeah.
basically, we was in the bar at the speed weekend in Scotland.
Kelly.
And obviously Darren Terry Brown won the European Championship, and we was in the bar with Paul Howard, and he kept trying. I took the camera with me. I thought might not even take nothing. Do you know what I mean? But I took the camera, and Paul Howard kept trying to get the camera off me, and he was a bit tipsy, and he kept trying to get the camera off me like that, and he got the camera off me and was doing a bit, and he was talking to it, and I thought, you know what? I think I see DTB come in the room, and I was like, let's do an interview. Go on. And I took them both outside. I was like, right, we're going to do an interview. And they were both a bit like,
How much do you edit of
He
that?
loves the camera though, doesn't he?
How much
He's
do
such
you
a
edit?
good-looking bloke.
Yeah.
He loves the
How much do you
camera.
edit of that?
oh, there's loads edited out. I'll never ever show the the full version of
You
that.
can't.
Here's the video now.
It's your laugh.
I know, and I couldn't help it because Darren Terry Brand. Right, I was trying to make it a serious interview between Paul, which he was so pissed out of his face, and obviously Darren Terry Brand, who's just won the European Championship. He's buzzing, and I wanted it to be serious, and then I see Darren Terry Brand try and be serious, and he's not a serious guy. Do you know what I mean? He's always up for a laugh, and he tried being serious, and it set me off, and I just couldn't stop laughing. And bless him, he was trying so hard.
Brilliant.
Oh, he's brilliant. Anyway, the whole thing was brilliant. So YouTube alone made it worthwhile.
And Billy done.
Oh, and Billy Bumper as well. Can't forget him. Billy
Bumper,
Wilson coming in and giving his bit as well. It's not over for them. Over.
It's not over for them. Over.
It's been lying garden weeds for about 4 years now. Like, it's just the whole thing was so off the cuff and it was just brilliant. And so many people realised how good that interview was. English champ Simon says the English champ video when your man went over the curb to take the lead, no girly wreckfest moves allowed my brother. I know, mate. I know. Lee Banwell, it has to be Papa Tebbz with a Spitfire where he fires petrol all up the house window and he's having to clean it with a bucket of water.
Oh.
That was funny.
We took the spark plugs out.
I bet you was like that. Trace of
It was.
No, I was
like
just like, oh my God.
She's gonna kill me.
It's like white plastic windows.
Oh,
and it just
stained.
went green or
Yeah.
something. When it's
She
green
come
or
out, didn't she? She
red,
come out.
yeah.
What have you
She's like, what the?
Oh, Mama
Just get me
Tebbz.
some hot water, a sponge, bucket.
We was not
soap. It's not coming off. Oh my God.
Mate. We was not expecting it to shoot out like that.
I think we got Ajax type stuff in the end.
Oh, yeah.
Come off.
But he got it off in the end. But yeah, I'm so glad we
it
caught
went
that.
through a tree thing.
I'm so glad we caught that on camera because it's just comedy gold. It's so off the cuff and it's just out there. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, Mum's like, my windows.
Oh, they'd just been cleaned.
Yeah, they've just been cleaned as well.
Yeah.
Scroll down a bit, babe.
Round that day.
Scroll down a bit. He's been down that day.
You've been round that day.
Oh my God. Got to be a meeting where you turned it round and went head on, and then Jack even came in for a little scrap. Red Mist definitely entered the chat.
Got you back, boy.
Yeah, mate, 100%. Kevin Ferris, racing would be the European event. Thank you very much. That was one of my favourite weekends as well. And garage would probably be you and Papa Tebbz arguing in the last episode.
You don't want to be there. You do
No,
not want to be there in the garage when
argument,
them two
right.
are arguing.
The camera, after the argument, I thought,
That's about as heavy as it gets, though. Isn't
yeah,
it?
for us
But
too.
It's when you two argue. So for me, I'm just there like that.
Yeah, but that is the sort of arguments we have. It's
Yeah,
just
I know,
petty,
but I'm
innit?
just stood there like a spare.
Pathetic.
It's pathetic arguments.
Yeah, I'm just stood there like, right, okay, what do I do now?
And
He's like,
it was
No,
over.
not that bad, by the way.
It was
No,
over
not that
coffee that wasn't even spilt. It was nearly spilt, and I caught it. And we just had a little bicker at each other.
bad. And yeah, they're not
And
that bad.
I was listening to it,
I
editing
nearly
him.
spilled that. I'm like, oh, and it's my fault.
No, you were
I'm
trying to
over
be
here.
more careful and all that. Oh, don't.
Yeah.
But I was editing it and I was listening to it and I was like, it was
we
normally
weren't even on camera.
no, it wasn't even recording anything, but I could hear it and I was so I just listened to this, forgetting what would happened, and I was watching it, listening to it, and I was like, it's so pathetic. I'm gonna leave it in, and obviously a few people noticed it, and it was fun. It was
Can
good
I ask you a
content.
question? What poundage spring is that on top of your head? Can you get
About
it back?
200, isn't it?
Do I need to stick that
250.
in? Do I need to stick that in?
It was
Randy,
about
for what?
250.
We got that out of the black book.
Yeah. The lockdown videos you told me about, Bodger, yes, there's lockdown videos of me and Dad that started YouTube about 3 years ago that I haven't released, which I will release eventually. Maybe next Christmas special. Peter, Dylan's welding, sorry, tack welding and subsequent attempts to undo it, mate. I don't know what he done. I don't know what he done with that tack. I don't know what he done with that tack, right? But he tacked in, and we couldn't get it to go because we just needed to move it slightly. And then we went to tack it again, and I tacked it in the exact same spot, and we couldn't get the grinder or anything in there. And he looked at me and he went, "You've just tacked it in the same spot," because I moaned at him for obviously tacking it there where we couldn't cut it out. Yeah, funny. Absolute funny. Irish Open meeting race was absolutely brutal. 100%, mate. That was a pain on my neck. Hang on, babe. Johnny Patterson. Well, final meeting. Awesome meeting. Plus your reaction to seeing how the battle bus course ended up after my first attempt on shale in the well final, and then the team coming together to get both cars out for the all comers. That was you just said it there. Basically, I come in 2 cars absolutely naffed, and I'm like, oh no. But we both managed to get back out for the next race, so it's all good. Ian Bowman, Ian Willis broke into your tent. Yes, Chelsea's just given me the eyes there.
Dear.
She was not happy. Freezing cold in Scotland, and I have an Ian Willis pasty knocking on my tent at God knows what time in the morning.
Snuggling up.
Yeah, and he needed somewhere to stay, and me and Chelsea let him in. And Pasty, she just likes to say that she's not a morning person. That's why she was giving you evils in the morning. Do you know what I mean?
She's definitely not a morning person.
And she was very hungover because we had far too much to drink. But,
is there something you ain't got to tell me?
yeah. So Northampton, first time I've been there, and my son was in the bud helping you change the rear spring. Funniest moment was Papa Tebbz chasing you with the bonnet, even though you had to step over it to get in your car. I know. And thank you, Ash, for helping me that meeting. Obviously, we've been through Dad's. Jordan Lemon, my favourite race video was you winning the English, and the Tebbz Weekly to be when you were trying to do the Northern voice. I know Dylan takes the mick out of me every time I try to do it, and I think he's starting to get a little bit offended. So, but yeah, no, I do try. Okay, go on, read out, Jack.
In person, that was the best race I saw all year.
Right. Yeah, well, as you say, it was a very tense race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously him breathing down my neck, chasing me the whole time. And then Sarah saying, you trying to translate what Dylan said, that had me cracking up. The little translation.
Inaudible.
Inaudible.
Yeah.
I was trying to subtitle all of the stuff he was saying that I couldn't quite work out so everyone listening could hear it. And I replayed that probably about 10 times, and I still couldn't work out what he said. And then when he come back into the garage a week later, he goes, I don't even know what I said.
Good job Heg won there, wasn't it?
I know, yeah.
That'll be a fucking bad video to edit.
Right, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you've stayed to the end. I just want to say a massive thank you to all the sponsors that are on the screen now. If I start saying them, I'm going to miss a few, but they're all on the screen now. Well, we've got LGC, obviously. He's the man sitting right there, obviously one of my main sponsors. But yes, thank you to every one of the sponsors that have helped us throughout the year, everyone who's come on board this year, everyone who's willing to help, everyone who comes and helps us in the garage. Me and Dad, thank you all. And obviously it means a lot to us. Everyone who's bought merch this year, everyone who's watched the videos, everyone who's shared the videos, everyone who's liked the videos, we appreciate every single one of you. And hopefully we have more of this in the next year, and hopefully we can build and grow and get a bigger audience and just smash it absolutely next year with the YouTube and with the racing, and we can bring home some more titles. So thank you everyone. Hope you have a good Christmas. Hope everyone got what they wanted, and I hope everyone has a good new year.
Thank you everyone. Have a beer.
Yeah. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Take care. Thank you.